Hey YouTube, pardon the impromptu studio. I had a chance to go to the range a couple of days ago. I wanted to get this video out. This video is talking about my home defense pistol. This is a Glock 32, chambered in 357 SIG. Let's just make sure this is clear. With a Streamlight TLR1 HL on the front. This gun is unloaded, and I just wanted to do a quick once-over, not about the specific gun, but about some of the things that I find important in a home defense firearm. Let's get started. Number one that I would say when choosing a home defense firearm is, what is something you're comfortable with? Now, I'm comfortable with a pistol, and honestly, I'm more comfortable with a shotgun. I have a lot more experience with shotgun. It's what I grew up shooting, and I know that I'm effective with it in the ranges inside of my home. If I go outside my home, I don't want a shotgun as much just because of range, but I want something like an AR-15 or even like my Mosin or something, Mosin Nagant, which is not a great firearm overall, but as far as effective and where I am with it, I'd be pretty comfortable with it. But inside my home, I choose a pistol, and one of the main reasons that I do that is, while I can shoot it two-handed, it's also one-handed. I have the ability to hold the gun one-handed and grab onto someone and move them out of a danger zone and still have effective defense on my side. I have a flashlight mounted on the gun for that very reason. I can momentary, or I can switch it on. It's not as easy to switch on one-handed. For here, let me just show one thing for a second. I'm going to turn off my studio lights. So we're in a relatively dark basement right now, and I can illuminate and see everything around me just by shining the light up at the ceiling. Now, this isn't a great technique, but you make sure that you're not flagging it at anywhere that it doesn't have to be flagged. I can also clear out front. Just to give you an idea, I can see just fine. I can see the whole room with this 800 lumen Streamlight. Second thing that's really important to me, I don't know if you can see it, there you can, I have stippled this grip. I want to be able to hold on to it really, really well. Also, 357 SIG is an effective round. Not as effective as a rifle round, but I can shoot it decently well. Now, important thing about the gun specifically, the gun has to be reliable. Now, in the range session that I had a couple of days ago, there are actually two failures that I had with the gun. One was magazine related, not this magazine. This is a dedicated home defense magazine, and I have tested it. It works great. The first one was a failure to feed. People that say 357 SIG is not going to have failures to feed are wrong. Failure to feed. In those cases, you, as the user of the firearm, need to know what to do if you have a failure to feed. So, in my case, I tapped it, which is the first thing, and the gun was locked on a round, not locked on the slide release, but locked on a round. I tapped it, and when I did, the gun went into battery. Failure to feed. If that wasn't the case, I would have reached up and racked it, and that would have hopefully used the extractor to catch something out. If that didn't happen, lock it to the rear, get rid of the magazine, put a new magazine in, make sure the chamber's clear, close it, and you're good to go. The point isn't this is what to do in a situation. The point is you have to know what to do in these kinds of situations. You have to be comfortable with how to manage your firearm. The second issue I had, I'm pretty sure, was ammo related. I've had this happen in Glocks previously, where I have a light primer strike. Now I am verified empty, pull the trigger, pretend I had a round in here. That happens. The firing pin hits the primer, and the gun does not fire. fire.
I get it. He's got 26 on.
You got it. All I wanted.
See that?
It's okay. No worries. Good. We're all set. Good.
Now, I did one thing that I should have done differently. I should have left the gun pointed down range. I picked the gun up, and I didn't put my hand in front of the barrel, but had the gun decided to fire at this point, it would have launched upward. But I reached up to the front, racked, not a full rack, just enough to reset the firing pin, left the same round in the chamber, reacquired my target, and pulled the trigger again on the same primer, and it fired the second time. If I was in a really, really, really bad situation, I would not have tried to strike on the same primer. I would have just got that round out of there and gone back to work. The reason I choose a pistol is because I can conceal this in a holster, which I have upstairs with the gun ready to go, locked in a safe. The gun is sitting inside a holster. But if there's ever a situation where I need to conceal the gun, I hear funny noises outside, someone comes up to the door at 10 o'clock at night, whatever, and I'm like, dude, I need to be armed right now. I can put the gun on, it can be concealed, I can address whatever is going on, and I don't want that person to know that I'm armed. If I show up with a shotgun or I show up with a rifle, it's intimidating and potentially aggravating to a situation where, hey, it might just be someone whose car broke down, and you might need to help them out. But also, if there's something where I need to load up, I need to put on a battle belt. This is my home defense belt. This is like an escalation of force. I've gone from, hey, there's a funny noise on the street, someone knocks at the door at 10 o'clock at night, whatever's going on, it's gone to, holy shit, there's a riot outside, or, whatever's going on. Let's pretend, in your mind, let's come up with a bad situation. I can throw on my belt relatively quickly. I have room for spare ammo. And I have, you can't see it, but I will show you, a Safariland holster outside the waistband that will fit this gun and lock it in retention. 357 SIG, great round, reliable pistol. Yes, I have had reliability issues with guns in general. Every gun that I've owned has had, not true, almost every gun I've owned has had some kind of hiccup. It's not an immediate disqualifier, just I need to be confident that I can handle whatever kind of issue is likely to crop up in this. In this gun, it's going to be a failure to feed because of a bad magazine, or it's going to be a light primer strike because of bad ammo. Because my home defense ammo is SIG V-Crown 125 grain JHP, and I've got a whole bunch of boxes of this. This is the ammo that I know runs in my gun. I've never had a failure with this ammo. I have had failures with target ammo, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. So, be confident you know how your gun shoots. Be confident you can handle your gun, and be confident it's the right choice for you for a given situation. That's all I got for tonight. Stay safe, everyone. I need to stress this again. Whenever you're talking about home defense guns, don't just put them in a sock drawer. Don't just put them in your closet or hidden under your pillow or nightside stand. Lock them up, please. Pretend a neighborhood kid breaks into your house when you're away on vacation. You don't want them to easily have access to a firearm. That's it. Stay safe. See ya. Also, in case anyone's wondering, the holster that I like to keep with the whole system is a Filster floodlight. Anything that has a TLR1, this particular one is for the TLR1. Anything that has a TLR1, it fits. So it's a great system. Having a light is something I'm always going to have on a home defense pistol. So putting it in there works fine. Could even have something like the CZP-01. Again, retention, just great. See you guys.